And I went and saw Doctor Strange yesterday, speaking of Marvel Day.
That's so crazy.
Doctor Strange. And, this is the first movie in the Marvel world that I've seen that has a direct connection to the Disney Plus app.
Oh, nice.
Like,
to the series.
You got to see WandaVision to get what's going on in this movie.
We told you.
But we had talked about Moon Knight.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with Moon Knight.
There's not one little thing?
Nothing. They might even, maybe there's you can see the moon somewhere.
No. How was it?
It was like, so I took two of my kids. I took Dutch and Kemp. Kemp watched WandaVision. Dutch did not. On a scale of 1 to 10, Kemp, who saw WandaVision, gave it a 6. Dutch, who did not see WandaVision, gave it an 8.
Oh.
So, right. But Dutch knows all the Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of cameos in there. But I'll tell you, there's a I don't know if you guys know anything about it or who's in it, but there's a new girl in it. Do you guys know about the new girl?
I don't know.
Okay, so she's a little Mexican girl.
No, I don't think
she's
so,
in it from the very first scene to the very end, and she's like Doctor Strange's sidekick, and she looks like Suzette.
What? They could have casted me.
They could have.
Guys.
And the girl looks so familiar. I don't know where I've seen her before, but here's what's really interesting to me is that she has Rich's daughter Audrey's face.
Weird.
Yeah, it's so interesting. By the end of the movie, I'm looking at Audrey. I'm like, holy mackerel. Like, I'm excited for Audrey for it to come out, and I wonder if people are going to go, boy, that looks just like Audrey.
We're all supposed to go see it on Sunday.
She looks like Suzette, but Audrey.
She's small Mexican.
Okay.
A small Mexican and has Audrey's face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not a bad
She
way to
looks
live.
like Dora the Explorer. She's Dora the Explorer with Audrey's face. If that makes any sense.
So how do you feel about it? What did you rate it?
It was okay. I give it 5.
Really?
Wow.
Not awesome, but good.
Yeah, but I think everyone's going to go nuts for it because you haven't had a Marvel movie since Spider-Man. Right? So you're like, as soon as the freaking dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, the crowd screaming and yelling.
Did you understand what was happening, though?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But there's also certain things that happen that Psycho fans would scream for.
Okay.
Right? And then it was like, when I was discussing with my kids, I go, so what happened there? And they go, that's with the comic. That has to do with the comic book. That's a reference to the comics. Oh, okay. And then there's 2 credit scenes. The first end credit scene, like, whoa, I got questions. The second credit scene pissed me off that I waited through the credits. I could have come home earlier. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
It's one of those.
Good to know.
Yeah, it's one of those.
It's usually like a trailer, I feel now. The second.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not. But it's one of those when you're done, you'll be pissed that you waited through it. I promise you.
So for someone like me, like I watch an Avengers movie and I'm still entertained and I kind of know what's going on, but I mean, I don't know the deep references that, Marvel fans like. Would I like the movie?
No.
Okay.
No. So like I went to the movie started at 7. Okay. And I thought, I had no idea how long it was. And I was like, during the movie, I was like, man, this has to be. Remember, wasn't Spider-Man really long?
It's 3 hours.
Right. So I was like,
Batman too.
And there was all this hype about how long the Spider-Man movie was, the Batman movie was. I don't know anything about Doctor Strange. So during this movie, I was like, oh my God, this must be a 4-hour movie. I don't know how long this movie is. So when it got out, I thought it had to be 10 or 11 o'clock, and it was only 9. It was a 2-hour movie. So I was like,
That's not
whoa.
good that it felt long.
I know.
not
It was
good.
over, and I was like, oh, okay. I still got time. I can make it home in time. So it's, to me, it was one of like Spider-Man was fire.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, but I think people are like, there's cameos in there where you're going to go, whoa. I know, like I was trying to watch the movies at certain points, like through Suzette's eyes, and she's going to cry.
Oh, of course.
It's violent and it is dark.
Before it starts, I'm going to cry.
It's a dark movie, man. It is dark. Like it's
Really?
my son Dutch, who loves like the Saw movies and the bloody murder movies, was scared. There's
man.
scary scenes in this
Yeah,
movie.
I remember hearing that it was going to be like a horror movie.
It's scary.
And will you go back and watch WandaVision now that you've seen what you've seen?
Not really, but I do think that Wanda's beautiful.
Yeah, that show's
yeah.
good. It's really clever. That's probably the best. With
It's
the exception
different.
of Mandalorian, I think that's the best thing on Disney Plus.
I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, so
I think Bluey's the best thing on Disney Plus.
Well,
That's just me.
point taken. I'll dial it back.
yesterday during the show, remember me telling you about that Drake thing where I made that comment? Did you see all the
Yeah.
stuff that happened?
Everywhere on social media.
Everywhere. I made this comment on the basketball player. This basketball player made a comment about these dads, these NBA dads. John Morant's dad and LaMelo Ball's dad, and how people are ripping on these dads. And this basketball player, Lethal Weapon or Lethal Shooter, said, why don't we praise these dads? We always hear about dads not being around. Here are these dads that are proud of their sons. And Drake made a comment about how when his son plays, he's going to be rooting for his son and all this stuff. And I made the comment at the same thing at the exact same time Drake did. Remember, I made that. I told you that story yesterday.
Facts.
That's what I said at the same time. And it turned another guy made a comment about Drake's comment and said something about, oh, is it going to be a Ghost Rider player? Is your son going to be a real player? And then Drake went. So you guys didn't see any of that.
Drake-
I saw that he clapped back.
Drake saw it.
Drake saw that guy's comment and said,
yeah.
goes, hey, I just went on your Instagram and I decided to follow your girl because she looks sad.
And miserable. And bored or something like that.
And then Drake went and followed her and then sent her a DM.
Oh my gosh.
And it blew up all over social media yesterday. And then did you see the guy screenshotted the DM? Oh my God, Drake DM my girl. And it was like blowing up. And I'm like, it's Drake's comment, my comment, and then that guy's comment. Like, I'm like, what, man? Come on, man.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Oh, too bad that wasn't you.
I know. What? And I'm like, if Drake DM Blake,
Yeah.
like whatever, like he's like, oh, your
You'd
girl
be
looks
so
miserable.
excited.
I'm going to ask your girl out. I'm like, oh my God, do it.
Go ask her.
Oh, take her to a Toronto's game. Take her out, Drake.